We are so excited to be joined with a guest who I met just this past weekend at Yoga 6. It is Lisa. Lisa is the owner for Yoga 6 here in West Bloomfield off 14 Mile and Farmington. They opened up about 5 weeks before the pandemic, so back way in March of 2020. Right before the pandemic kind of shut everything down, especially exercise classes. So getting into the groove of yoga, obviously this week with Thanksgiving, if you want to get out and moving, make sure you can go to one of those classes there at Yoga 6. Thanks so much for joining us, Lisa.
Thank you for having me, Maddie.
So tell us a little bit about how you got into yoga and what was the inspiration behind you starting up Yoga 6?
Sure. So I started practicing yoga, I guess it was 7-8 years ago. And honestly, I've always been into fitness, nutrition, had a great interest all my life. But yoga is just something that I kept coming back to. I think, it's the perfect harmony between a physical challenge and mental focus. And not every fitness venue can provide that. And so it really drew me in, and this has really been my passion project. I mean, it was the perfect blend of being able to use my business skills, but use it in a manner that is just wonderful for the community, just promotes well-being. And I was just so excited to find this concept through exponential fitness that really spoke to me and provided me the opportunity to really bring what I'm passionate about to life.
And then you guys opened up 5 weeks or so before the pandemic back in 2020. Can you tell us a little bit about how that adjustment was? If you're starting up a new business, we've talked to a couple people that were starting up right before the pandemic, and now obviously I went to your yoga studio on Sunday and it was thriving. You guys have a beautiful studio there in West Bloomfield. Tell us a little bit about how the pandemic shifted your way of doing business in yoga.
Sure. It was super challenging for us, I'm not going to lie, just because of the timing. I mean, we were open 18 days and had to close down, and we were closed down for 6 months. So we really didn't open again. We opened in March originally. We didn't open again until September. And then when we did reopen, there were a lot of obstacles, mask use, restricted capacity. So definitely it was a challenging environment for everybody. So I would really say that we kind of reopened again in June when much of the restrictions lifted and allowed us to kind of get back to a normal practice. But during the pandemic, we did do a lot of innovative things. We did outdoor yoga in the park. We did live stream classes. So all of our classes were live streamed from the studio. We do have an on-demand library as well that we still have today that allows individuals to practice in the comfort of their home if that's what they choose or that's what their schedule allows them to best do. So yeah, we did have to be a bit innovative during that period of time. But I feel like it's made us stronger. I've got a great team of teachers and staff at the front desk, so we've been able to adapt. And yes, the studio's thriving. Yes, we see classes getting more full. Definitely as we get into the colder months, people love the warm room. So yeah, it's been great.
And then this weekend, you guys had the Create Your Narrative workshop that was with Julia, your instructor there. This was a class where you do meditation, journaling, yoga, kind of a comprehensive class to set goals with, which is kind of a little bit different than a lot of the yoga classes that people might have been to, whether that's a slow flow or a harder class. Tell us a little bit about the different types of classes you have and maybe what makes Yoga 6 a little bit different than some of the other studios around here.
Sure. Well, let's start with what makes us unique. So Yoga 6, we really pride ourselves on being a full sensory experience. And what that really means is, you know, we get down to every last detail in the studio. So our lighting is unique. We have 6 different light schemes. Anything from a cool blue that allows you to relax and calm down in the space, to we have a red light that we utilize in our sculpt class when we're getting to a intense portion of the sequence. And everything in between. We have a purple hued light that is great for balancing postures. So the lighting is really unique. I don't think there's too many studios that utilize lights or utilize the lights to the depth that we do. We have a fantastic sound system, and we utilize music in all of our classes. I really believe in music. I think it's such a motivational force when we're doing any form of fitness, yoga included. So we have a great sound system with 8 speakers in our studio. Some of the other things that we do to make it special during Shavasana, which is just the relaxing pose at the end of our practice, we use an essential oil. We use either a lavender or a sweet orange that the teacher's going to come by and just wave in the air over the space. So a very nice ending to the class. And then when class lets out, we do pass out cool towels that have been chilled, and they have a great eucalyptus scent. So it's kind of an invigorating thing after the class. So especially some of our more heated classes, the members just really appreciate the towels after class. Amazing. So then into our class types, we have 6, of course, as you might imagine, we have 6 class types, which I think is unique as well. We do have a great depth to the class offerings that we have. We have everything from a 101 for somebody who has maybe never practiced yoga before, or maybe they're returning to the yoga space and feel a bit intimidated to return. So definitely a slower practice with the teacher providing very in-depth cues. We also have a traditional slow flow or a vinyasa style class, which would incorporate some balancing postures. We provide a restore class, which is not quite yin. Restore is an active, deep stretch, great for runners, cyclists, maybe CrossFit individuals. Really good balance, counterbalance to those types of exercise regimens. Then we also have a hot, which is our set sequence, and as you might imagine, in a more heated room. We have a power, which is a faster paced vinyasa, and we have a sculpt and flow, which is really unique in that it's a yoga warm up, but it goes into a 36-minute sequence of cardio and weights. And then you're going to end with a restorative yoga. So I really feel like we have a class for everyone.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Lisa.
Thank you for having me, Maddie.